I made a video about a week ago and I basically just talked about this realization that I had while my husband was away for 2 weeks, that my life doesn't have a lot of meaning. I have been doing YouTube for my entire life. I was homeschooled when I was a kid and I've never had a real job per se, except when I worked at H&M for 3 months when I was 18. Because of that, I've just never really had a reason to leave my house or get ready. And I never really contribute anything to normal society other than posting on social media. And I don't even know if that counts. And I realized more and more every day that went by that I just wanted to do something with my life. And I think the way I may have said it in the last video made some people think that I was chasing passion or happiness. Part of the reason why I did want to change my life, get a job, do something, is because I wanted to be happier. But honestly, a broader reason and a more important reason is I just want to contribute to society and be normal. I don't want to solely exist on social media, and I don't want to live an entire life where I just do one career and that's all I've ever done and I never try anything else. Because if you guys have been watching me for a long time, you know that I have been wanting to do a lot of things for a long time. Many different careers, many different passions, etc. So I just want to try something new. So I have an update for you guys, because in the last video I was kind of okay, I'm having this crisis. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Let me figure it out. And it's a really exciting time. You know, I'm 21 years old. I have all these possibilities. I could do anything. I could get a full-time job. I could get a part-time job. I could do all kinds of stuff. And it honestly feels like I'm graduating high school or something. I'm about to step into the world. I don't know. So I did some thinking and I kind of narrowed it down to, I guess, a list of different things that I've always wanted to do, things that could work, things that I can make money doing. And then I would continue doing my social media on the side, just as more of a fun passion thing and maybe side business. And then my job, whatever I get, whatever I do in the future, would be my actual income that I rely on. So there was a few criteria for what I wanted to do. The first thing was I just wanted to do something that I really like, or something that I've always wanted to do. I don't want to get some job at a coffee shop per se, because I don't want just a job to go to just to go to. I do want something that I actually care about. So some of the options that I thought of were doing nails, because I've been learning how to do nails, be a nail tech for the past 6 months. And I started doing nails on my friends and I've been practicing a lot and I have a great time doing it. And so for a little bit, I thought that maybe I would go to cosmetology school and learn how to be a nail tech, because it's pretty inexpensive to go to cosmetology school just for manicuring. It doesn't take too long. I think if you do it full time, you can do it in 6 months maybe. And obviously that would be a more freelance thing. I can pick my own schedule, whatever. But that was maybe not a great idea for me to do as a career, because I'm not very good at picking my own schedule. I do that already right now and I'm always behind. And so I probably wouldn't be very motivated doing that. And also I'm trying to contribute to the outside world and not stay in my house all the time. So I think that one was probably off the table as a full-time career, but I am still interested in maybe one day getting my nail tech license just for funsies, okay? So next up, I thought about getting some kind of social media job, because obviously social media is kind of my only skill. I didn't go to college. I don't have a degree. I've never done anything else in my damn life. So the natural job for any influencer trying to get a quote real job is a social media position. And a lot of people do that. I have a lot of friends who do social media for fun and then also have a real job as a social media person. So I started looking on Indeed and all this stuff, and I actually found a really cool position that I will tell you about in a second. But a big reason why I didn't care about a lot of these social media jobs was because the companies, a lot of them are just a med spa or a lawyer or something like that. And again, it's nothing that I actually care about. So if I am gonna be, choosing a whole damn career to start trying out something new, I do wanna pick something I like. I don't expect myself to like it every day, and I don't even expect it to be some new passion of mine that I do forever. I have literally no clue what's gonna happen whenever I do all this stuff, but I do want it to be something I care about. I started to think maybe an organization or some kind of animal related thing, or with kids or a charity or something like that, because I think that I'll feel better about starting this new career off if it's some sort of cause or reason that I actually care about. Okay, I'll tell you about what I actually decided on in a second. But the last thing that I started thinking about was being a teacher. So you guys know I've talked about this for a long time. I have honestly wanted to be a preschool teacher for a hot minute now, or just a regular teacher. Honestly, I'm not sure what kind of teacher. I had a video about this like a long time ago, and I decided that I was gonna do tutoring instead of being a teacher because you have to go to school to be a teacher. Teachers really don't get paid that much money, which sucks, but I couldn't afford to like go be a teacher at that point in my life because Emin wasn't making any money and we were relying solely on my income, and I wasn't gonna be able to live off of a teacher's salary, unfortunately. So I wasn't just gonna drop YouTube and do that. I was also kind of in denial at the time, and I was convincing myself that YouTube was like my number one thing and I just needed to try a little bit harder and then I would be fine. But over time, I've realized more and more and more, it's not that I hate YouTube, I just don't care that much about it if you compare me to like someone who really cares about YouTube. And honestly, I'm sure there's a lot of YouTubers who are like this who also don't care that much about YouTube. Maybe it just makes really good money or they've done it for a while or whatever. But I am annoying. I want to be the best at everything. I want to succeed. I want to do really, really well in whatever field I'm gonna be in. And in order to be really, really, really successful on YouTube, you have to care more than literally anyone on planet Earth. And it shows in people's content when they don't actually care that much about their channel. Like they're just trying to convince themselves they care, or they're just trying to be famous or something like that. I don't want to be like that. And I felt myself becoming like that every single day because I was like, oh, I'm just not as passionate as these other people. So I was kind of lying to myself for a while and like, oh, I don't want to be a teacher. I can't do that. I want to do YouTube. I want to do social media. I want that to be my thing. But as time has passed and I've had this realization and everything, I've kind of realized my most realistic thing at this point in my life is to do a social media job because it's my biggest skill and I can actually like pay my rent with that job. It obviously is not the same as being a teacher. And you guys might be thinking like, oh, you're not passionate about your own social media career, so why would you go do a social media job? Because it's just different. My social media career right now is me just like talking about myself and sharing my day. It's very self-centered and it doesn't really talk about anything. Like obviously I give you guys advice and I love doing this, so I'm not just gonna stop doing YouTube altogether, but I'm saying to do this 24/7 is not the same as like working for a company and like being an actual social media manager on like a schedule with a 9 to 5 and getting paid a salary and all this stuff. Like it's much more stable, it's much more reliable, much less stressful than me trying to like plan my whole day and be my own boss and all this stuff. Like I honestly was not built for that. I know a lot of people are and they love being their own boss, but as far as I can tell, just like with what I've done in the past few years, obviously I am capable of it because I've been doing it for so long, but it's just not my ideal and I really just want to try something else. So I do want to be a preschool teacher or an elementary school teacher or something eventually, but you do have to go to college for that. So I think what I'm gonna do is do some online courses for teaching, and I don't know how long that's gonna take. I'm gonna be doing it like part-time and I'm not gonna rush it because I have a long life and I don't know what I'm doing right now. So I'm gonna start taking some courses and working towards eventually being a teacher. But as of now, I am applying to some different jobs to be a social media manager, and I actually have a second interview with a really cool company. And if I get hired there, I guess that's gonna like change my whole life because they said they wanna fill the position relatively quickly. And so that could mean that I have a full-time job in the next couple weeks or so. I don't even really know what that looks like. I'm extremely nervous and I don't know what this means for me or my life, but I do know that I am gonna keep making my YouTube videos. I'm not gonna abandon you guys, don't worry, because I know that a lot of you guys love watching my videos and I'm like your comfort YouTuber and everything, and that means so much to me. And so I'm definitely, absolutely gonna keep you guys updated. I'm gonna keep making YouTube videos. It just maybe eventually won't be 3 times a week, but I'll still be on social media, just not maybe in the exact same way that I was before, but that's good because you guys can see by the damn structure and the changing and the stressfulness of my content, like the videos that I make saying that I'm sad and I'm unfulfilled and I'm depressed and I don't know what I'm doing with my life. Like you guys have been worried about me for a long time. So I really think that me getting a real job, even if it's still social media, I don't hate social media, even if it's still a similar thing, I think that just having structure and responsibility and an actual real big girl job may or may not make me a much more well-rounded person and give me something real and meaningful to do, especially because the company that I want to work for, I think at this point, is a really awesome, meaningful company. I'm not gonna tell you guys what it is right now for privacy reasons, and I don't know if I will tell you what it is, but it's something really, really cool. It's not just like a boring, meaningless job. Like it would be something awesome. And I'm really excited about the possibility of doing that. So I'll keep you guys posted. posted. But in the meantime, I'm gonna read my book and I'm gonna go to sleep, and I made Chipotle bowls for dinner and I had a great day. And life is changing and it's exciting. And I'm really lucky to be in the position that I am, to have all these options and possible changes happening in my life. And I'm really happy that you guys are here with me. So yeah, I love you guys, and I'll see you in a couple days. Goodbye.